Hello, comrades, and welcome to episode number 250 of the Terminus podcast for the weeks of March 29th, 2025. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me I have Tyler L., Nicholas Wakefield, Dean Massara, and the comrade formerly known as Pester. It is the Bishop Special.
Bishop Special. Annual Bishop Special. Once a year, by law.
By law.
If not,
Also,
Saladin will
it's-
rise from the dead to punish us all.
Quarter to 1,000. Yippee.
This week we are... well, let's see if we make it. This week we're going to be talking about the Gateway Tunnel... Well, not really the Gateway... It's tunnel problem. The
We're gonna be talking
Oigawa,
about the gay.
Rocky Mountaineer, the recently found New Jersey Mercy car, and Canadian high-speed rail. We also have a giant pile of wrecks from one railroad in particular. I won't say which yet. And an abridged kind of locomotive versus in honor of Mark's madness. So, with that, the train will terminate at this station. Julius, where are we?
We are on the Union Pacific Lordsburg sub, about milepost 1080 something. And that is in Wilcox, Arizona. This is appropriately where I had my capstone project. I've rail fanned at this crossing about 2 months ago now. And, yeah.
I love the
It's pretty
bike
cool.
lock on the power line.
I was trying to figure out what that was.
As someone,
Bike lock?
as someone who lives in a major urban area and sees a lot of those just like with a wheel or something attached to it, I'm very easy at identifying bike locks.
Yeah, I guess I recognize it now. Yeah, it's one of those U-shaped bike locks.
One of those newfangled bike locks.
Yeah, sure. It's on the middle power line. It's just sort of dangling in the wind. It's
In the middle?
It's also so windy here. Also, Dean, if you don't see it, make sure that you're on the correct camera, because Julius, you reposted a second one, right?
Yeah.
If you can't see the three power lines
yeah.
absolutely like shaking like leaves, then you're not looking at the right camera. Anyway.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the Class 1 Medal of Responsibility. There are only 6 railroads on this Bentel. And
Okay.
one of them
Bad.
racked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 separate incidents, as far as I can tell, although 2 of them may be misattributed. I'm not entirely sure.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Wow,
congratulations.
PSX is going back to its circa 2015 years.
I was about to say Crash Smash Explode is so back. Starting on
Nature's heel.
March 7th,
Jesus.
which is a rail fan happens to catch a coal train derailing right in front of them. The video is called "Coal Train Derails Right in Front of Me."
The video is cool, cold train derails.
Yeah. Then 2 days later, allegedly CSX, derailed an ethanol train in Worcester, Mass. 2 days after that, on the 11th, CSX had a grade crossing wreck with a semi, it looks like, and boy, is one of their engines like jackknifed and stuck into the ground like a lawn dart.
How did
It's-
you manage that?
Yeah, I know. That's actually
Good
kind of
question.
impressive. 2 crew
Hey,
members
can
and the
we-
truck driver were injured. It doesn't seem like anything. Doesn't seem like the injuries were, non-life-threatening injuries. So we don't need to feel too bad about laughing at this
Can
happening.
we add BNSF one for today? I have an article. They just hit a car in Flagstaff like 4 hours ago.
Oh, really? Yeah. No, all right. I do
I
have
just
another one
remembered.
from today as well for BN. Oh, sorry. No, you said BNSF. Oh, shoot. Yeah. No. Go ahead and just replace this one because this one's old.
Okay, well,
Well,
I
whatever.
already-
All right. Yeah. No. Carry on. Do what you're doing. We'll get to that one. On the 15th, a man was hit by a CSX train in Memphis. Is this in Memphis? That was in Memphis. Yep. Dean, you posted that
Memphis
one
and
and
Memphis,
tagged
yeah.
it as CSX. A CSX train derailed in Fayette County somewhere on the 20th. And then on the 24th, there was another person that was hit by a CSX train in Bergen County. And And then the following day, a manifest derailed in Tyrone, Georgia, which was caught on a dash cam. So that's all the CSX incidents. Let's go over everyone else. On the 12th, CPKC, who is the current holder of the mantle, burned down a locomotive somehow. Average day. Average GE product. I don't actually know if that's a GE product. I can't tell.
What? Can you wait? Is there a photo?
There are two photos. It's
Identify.
it's very fuego, but
Oh, that's an AC-44. Yeah.
okay.
Kowalski analysis.
And then Union Pacific had 2 incidents. One was a freight train getting blown over by high winds. That was on the 24th. The second one was
Blown.
a UP train hitting a lowboy trailer and just sort of pushing it out of the way. That was today, actually. And another
that was
one.
the 14th.
Gentleman.
Oh, that was the 14th?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, let's fix that. That was posted today, but I guess the footage is old. So let's swap that around. And then, yeah, there's the car versus train post. Just a single sentence article. 2 sentences, wow. At 12:56 p.m., Flagstaff Police and EMS are at train crossing. A U-Haul truck was hit by a train.
Yep, that was today. I saw the train that hit it.
Congrats.
This site is like bizarre.
It is a strange website. Anyway, if anyone wants to see any of these articles, they are available in our cargoes document, which is in the description. Linked in the description. There are also some helpful links in there, like joining our Discord, visiting our website, and the link to the intro song, which I gotta reorganize this document at some point. At any rate, the mantle now falls to Norfolk Southern. Congratulations, Norfolk Southern. You are the current holder of the mantle. Your last wreck was February 18th, at least as far as we've been told.
It really is 2015, jeez.
If you...
Norfolk Southern was for dysfunction.
Yeah, if you know of a train wreck that happens and you have an article or something, you can post it in the Terminus news channel in our Discord. At any rate...
Conrail, no.
Or call Conrail. I have my Conrail hoodie on. Call me.
Call
I
Agilities.
need friends.
Yeah, we're going to put Agilities' phone
please.
number in the description.
It's a 970. I don't want you, nigger.
Actually, no. I do have Agilities' phone number.
I have Tyler's phone number. I also have
I'll
Tyler's
bring
last
the
name, so if
podcast.
Tyler gives out my phone number, I'll give out Tyler's. I have Tyler's name, address, and phone number.
You have his
and
social security
GPS
number as well.
coordinates for the cruise missile.
I probably do.
I have
Yeah,
your
I
name,
probably get them.
I got the cruise missile.
Don't know if I have.
Wait a minute.
Now.
I don't actually have a cruise missile, U.S. government. I do not own anything like this. This is a joke in Minecraft.
Is it though?
This is a travesty. We should be the right to bear arms. Come
Yeah,
on,
no,
guys.
I should be allowed to erect a nuclear silo in my backyard, as the founding
After
fathers
the Second
intended.
Amendment.
This is what I need. I don't need Vermin Supreme's right to a pony. I need a right to cruise missiles for each
I
and
need a right
every
to party.
American.
Vermin Supreme
I
is the
have-
name of the missile.
Look, as per
Yes.
the Second Amendment, it says shall not be infringed.
Yeah.
Ergo, if I want to put an armed missile silo under my house,
Oh god.
I could use it
Yeah.
as a deterrent to robbery.
The problem is
Your house, it all flies up.
well, yeah. Well, everyone here has seen the MythBusters episode with the water heater, which is like the best episode.
Yes.
But also importantly, the problem you run into when you go to build the missile silo ends up ironically being getting the permits, not for the missile, for the silo. Your homeowners association probably does not want you putting that there. Anyway, let's
Suck, man.
let's talk about what we've been up to. For those of you that are fans of this little YouTube channel called Heis, which I assume both of our viewers are, we're currently running, and by we I mean we, because I got roped into being a part of this willingly. we're running a March Madness style locomotive bracket. Sort of similar to Locomotive Versus, but purely on vibes. I came along as a technical advisor, which is a very strange position for me to be in. But
Hey, I've seen
I
one
get
before.
to be I get to be 1/4 of an idiot on the 3/4 of an idiot show.
Again.
I'm always happy to be there. And yeah, we started out with 32 locomotives. We're down to, I think, 8 now, with the 3rd episode having come out. And if you haven't seen that, you should check it out. Partially because it's really funny, and partially because
Spring coming.
we had a lot of fun doing that, and we really hope those videos do relatively well so that we can do it again, so that we have an excuse to do it again. There will be trading cards coming of the winners, and incidentally, I have exactly 2 packs left of Batch 3. They're both sitting on the table behind me, and I have probably 20 packs left of Batch 4. So we're running kind of short on trading cards. We're going to have to start making them again pretty soon here. So, if you wanted something from those batches, now is the last chance to pick it up. And in the meantime, come and join us on Thursdays for route building streams, etc., etc. I just wanted to make an extremely poor segue into that to say I've been working in staging on Tolbrand, which I've found some interesting stuff, including a really cool rule that lets me pack an entire timed yard into a portal. So, yeah, it's the portal will release a specific train at a specific time, and I can set that up for a whole day. It's going to save me a ton of work. I spent the last episode, which was a short one because I was dealing with tech issues, I spent the last episode just sort of randomizing consists so that I have 24 hours worth of commuter trains to pack into a portal. Anyway.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, even if it was a short episode. So yeah, check out Mark's Madness, and if you're new around here, check out the streams. And that's pretty much all for me. What have you guys been up to?
Absolutely Foxtrot Alpha.
I understand. I get
Tyler
that.
and I had our once-a-year Railfan outing
Hell yeah.
last
Indeed.
weekend. So if you aren't aware, Tyler and I live about, probably 2.5 hours apart?
2.5 to 3 hours, depending on...
About 2.5 hours, 3 hours, depending on Phoenix traffic.
It's like 3 Rhode Islands.
So,
Yes.
yeah. Yes, actually, 3 Rhode Islands apart. Literally. By the way, Coconino County is bigger than the entire state of Rhode Island.
That's how you
and New
use it.
Hampshire, too. And so, anyway, we had our annual Railfan outing. I picked Tyler up. We probably should have gone plane spotting because I found out later that day that UPS flew an MD-11 into Phoenix. And, that's okay. It happens.
Hell yeah, tri-jets.
But we did get a BNSF 1922, which is in BN's paint original. So the SD40-2 we saw was BNSF 1922, and it was built in February of '72. It was one of probably the first 30 or so SD40s built, and it's still wearing its original paint, which is kind of cool.
It's crusty. You can tell it's wearing its original paint. It's got
it was on the YFix 2031 dash. I think it was the 24th of the 24th.
Gotcha.
So anyway, that was cool. I'm going to Denver next week for the Rocky Mountain Train Show.
Come to think of it,
There's a meet. Speaking of heist, also Ellis, you mentioned a meet heist event. There's a meet heist event at 11. I'll be hosting a Meet O'Gillies event. It's not officially sanctioned by the train show, but there is a Meet O'Gillies event.
The Meet O'Gillies event it runs all day if you can find him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it runs all day
Highly
if you can find
recommend.
me without knowing what I look like.
People trying to catch me
Blends
with Zircon.
Hold on. Hold on. Don't worry. I'll go grab the picture from
image.
I'll go grab the picture from Train Mountain. That'll give people a good
I don't
reference.
give a hint. Yeah,
Go back to episode whatever the hell of this podcast from
12 and a
10
half.
years ago.
Yeah, go back to
I-
episode like 12 and a half. And you'll find it.
still listen to that every so often. It's like rare. I just like hearing the like shenanigans that went on Train Mountain. I think it's funny.
The Train Mountain shenanigans
29
are
and a half.
legendary.
It's the episode you want.
29 and a half. Oh my
I'm the guy on
god.
the left. I'm the guy on the left.
Well, listen, I think the other two people there are fairly.
And I want to note that
recognizable.
it's actually Weibold on the left,
Oh,
not
okay.
me.
Listen, Achilles. I don't
What?
think that would have worked.
Also,
Also,
I'll actually be seeing Weibold at the show.
I don't
I'm
know.
really
You,
excited.
yeah, you might. I hope you do.
Yeah,
Ideally, yes.
Weibold's busy as ever, so I'm hoping that he can spare some time for a poor soul like myself.
He is a married man now.
Spare some time for a poor scrub.
Well, the last time I saw Weibold, I was a squeaker.
Was it
No, I
really?
saw him in 2019,
I was gonna say, when was that? Yeah.
but that was pre like beard and like normalization of me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still the before times.
It's the
Well,
pre.
that's
It's PC. It's pre Carly. Pre PC dash 2. No
Okay.
dash.
Pre-
Yeah,
pre-beard.
2.5 ish. PC dash 2.5.
So wait,
Pre
Carly has
2.5.
like the advanced electronics package. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Carly got the
Yeah, you
Carly
like
got
that.
the elite emotional intelligence package.
Oh no.
Are you like a GP30 where you have like that weird like cowling on the roof to hide the fact they haven't figured out how to raise the roof height yet?
Yes.
No, they figured
Yeah,
out how to
Achilles
raise
is
the
the
roof.
CS7.
Achilles is much taller than me.
Well, that's not really saying a lot.
Well, yeah,
Jail.
fair.
It was really-
I
you're
should
slightly
I
taller
should give
than
you
me,
a
which is
point for
saying
that.
something.
Dude, I'm watching a Trains 2006 episode from you, episode
What?
67, from April 18th, 2014, so 11
Really
years
old.
old.
Good lord.
Tiger Mountain days.
Yeah,
Good
doing
times.
terrain tracks, dude. Terrain tracks went hard.
Terrain
Yes.
tracks still go hard. I still do terrain tracks when I need to
I do
to
too.
get like big areas.
Correct.
Wait, you're doing trains?
Yeah, I have been.
What? You need to share your endeavors. What are you building?
Yes.
Nothing right now. I can't
Oh.
seem to get focused on a route long enough to want to build it.
Damn.
Or I'll be like, ew, this route's stinky. Just like
What you
Tyler, lol.
Wow.
What you do
Wow.
is join the eye portaling shenanigans. If those
No.
ever happen again.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do iPortaling shenanigans again. It's fun. I just need to have the route set up for that, which I currently do not. So Tyler, can I get your perspective on the Achilles day?
Yeah, I was kidnapped by Ninja Shelf.
You were kidnapped. That's crazy. You're crazy. I'm gaslighting.
Father's
Whoa.
Day.
Tyler died.
Damn.
But it was a nice amount of chaos. We just did not have a working scanner, so we did
My
not
scanner's
try to.
busted, and
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
no.
that probably is nice to hear from Ellis, who has been where I call my scanner the Whack Ellis 5000, because I just love to hit Ellis with the scanner. It's really funny.
Yeah, no,
Well, now it's just a blunt instrument.
Tyler, the fact that the scanner was broken may have saved you an eye.
Achilles has never hit me with it before, so
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I have the car mount. I have the car mount now. I didn't have the
Yeah.
car mount back then.
Pretty
Um,
good. Paramount for my CB.
Gloria tells the best story of us sticking the car mount on top of the wagon in the rain and running out to do something last time you were here. I can't remember what,
Uh-huh.
but they just described the thunk of putting the magnet on the roof.
Yeah, it's really funny. I think that's what's broken right now. No, I don't. Well, so I think both the mag mount broke. I think I hit something, probably my own parking garage, and I forgot to take it off, and it took like the top part off the thing, and it's never really worked since. And then my scanner also is broken because it just doesn't. It's probably because I dropped it in water like 6 months ago, and it worked
Bruh.
for a little while afterward, and then I stopped.
Probably shouldn't do that.
No, you probably shouldn't drop things in water.
yeah.
Eh.
But it was
Uh,
nice as well. We scoped out the whole intermodal facility that's along Grand Ave, which I
And there
had
was
not
absolutely
actually
nothing
seen
going
yet.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you aren't aware, US 60 or Grand Avenue is probably like the worst designed road in the entire world.
Yeah.
It's Julius'
because
favorite road as well.
because so Phoenix is a very gridded car centric city. It's everything's grid,
Ew.
which is fine. But Grand Avenue is like an affront to God because it runs diagonal to the grid, so it just runs and hits every grid intersection along its route. And did I mention it also is directly paralleled by the BNSF Phoenix subdivision? So not only do you have six-way intersections, you also have a main line right next to it. As you can imagine, it's like the worst thing known to man, and terrible and awful and garbage.
Okay, but it makes sense when you look at the routes out of Phoenix. Because if you want to go to State Route 89 or 93, you do need to go that northwest direction out of Phoenix, which is
Nope,
why
it's
the
an
Santa
affront to
Fe
God.
built along that way in the first place.
It's an affront to God. Get rid of the
God.
fucking
You're
god
right.
awful Grand Avenue. And there's like
Don't you
it's
love those at grade?
yeah, the
effing
at-grade
on-ramps?
on-ramps.
Oh, I
Yeah.
found
Yes.
it. Okay. Here it is.
I sent
Yes.
a link to it, Ellis.
Oh my god! I just found the intersection with North 67th.
Oh
That's
yeah.
that's awful. I hate that a lot.
This is
one-
great.
Phoenix is just man's hubris.
It is.
Oh yeah, Phoenix
yes.
is an affront to God with 67th Avenue.
Yeah. I mean, there's another one with 75th. It's like the same deal. This is awful. This is a
This is
terrible
great.
place.
Come visit.
Horrendous 5-way intersection.
Come visit, guys.
Remember in no one's gonna remember this. Remember in Independence Day where they drop a nuke on like Dallas?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no,
We did drop a nuke on Phoenix.
Yeah,
I agree. Phoenix is I think Phoenix is just exists to spite
And,
God.
like, and this is nothing against like the people of Phoenix. I'm not saying anything rude to the people of Phoenix. I just think this. I mean, in fairness, going outside in the summer in Phoenix, I imagine is what it feels like to be nuked.
It's just like I say, it's just a testament to man's hubris. Like
Yeah.
I think
I'm gonna survive the apocalypse very well if that's the case.
Tyler is a cockroach confirmed.
Congrats. Here's your persona.
Tyler, you need to have a persona. I don't make the rules.
I'm just imagining what's the effing cockroach doctor in Monsters vs. Aliens?
That's Tyler.
Oh God! Oh
That is
yeah,
actually
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
Tyler.
yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
See, I was thinking of the cockroach from Wall-E.
Ooh.
But also, so what else have you been up to, Tyler? I know you haven't been around because you've been building a race car.
Yeah. So college.
Yeah.
Mechanical engineering program. Surviving junior year means doing things like a club, which ended up being Formula SAE.
It's really disappointing that Tyler didn't found the Locomotive Versus Club of Phoenix.
You see, I know there's at least one or two foamers at
There's a lot of
my
foamers in
university,
Phoenix.
but I've not ran into them in my program, and I'm not gonna go out of my way to just be like, "Hey, people, let's make club." What I will do though is I will abuse the power of the machine shop that's not on our main campus to learn the silly things in the future. That's the fourth photo there. Those are actually spacers for the steering system. I am on the system sub team, so I do design of mostly the steering equipment. This year I did the dashboard design. Next year I'm going to be designing the entire steering column, which will be oh so fun. But the car is assembled. It is out in Casa Grande today doing a shootout against NAU, U of A, and GCU, which I
go
don't think has a running
NAU.
car.
You stick guns on it? Hell yeah.
I think U of A, who is our mortal rival, only had a nose cone on. They don't have any other aero package, so that's just brilliant. I'm gonna love to hear if they actually technically let them run today, because that might be, we might have considered that a safety hazard. I don't make the rules, but Besides that, there was like a week-long thing of getting home at 2 a.m. from car.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Um,
there were some periods in there where you jumped in and you were like, all right, and now I got to leave to go and do, go and do car or
Yeah.
like late class or whatever, and I'm like, it's like 10 o'clock. What is going on? Uh,
Yeah.
Arizona is-
Actually, let me see if I can pull up.
I honestly think the entirety of Arizona, except for maybe where I am, is just an affront to God.
Here's a shot of
okay, yeah, the
car
area
from,
where
like,
you are specifically is fine.
Because
A
it's
month and a
normal
half
people
ago.
that are up here.
We should have let Mexico
Um,
keep Arizona.
No. Then you wouldn't have two transcons, so suck it.
Yeah,
But
then it'd be
besides-
then it'd be
That's
really
fun.
tough to
That'd be
play
cool.
Merger Mania.
Exactly. Then besides that, went to the museum last month, which was nice. Grabbed a bunch of 1940s Trains magazine articles.
Cool.
They're
Nerd.
also putting in a new section of sidings on the north side of the property. So I have no idea what's happening there, but maybe we're getting more Amtrak stuff. I don't know. We managed to, since the last time I remember being there, we got a furred
I thought you
Santa
said we got a
Fe
furry, and I was gonna be like,
Bible.
hell yeah, dude.
I'm right
God.
here. You don't need to get one.
Yeah. We can't.
Are you moving to Arizona?
No, I'm pretty
Better
sure I would
choice.
die with my heat regulation problems.
Yeah. But so we might be getting more Amtrak stuff or something. I have no idea, but we're getting more space. Cool. And then I've just been collecting in scale.
Yeah, I was
Gotten
gonna ask-
several packages.
I actually had a question. Because this came up in the server earlier. Although I think the question was about U.S. engines. Just looking at all of these locomotives with smoke deflectors makes me want to ask: did Japan have any 460s with smoke deflectors?
Probably.
I don't.
I'm trying to think if the 8800s ever got smoke deflectors.
Yeah, it strikes me that for everything talk about, you don't talk about 10-wheelers very often. And I guess I'm going to imagine that they were just not a very popular arrangement in Japan. And since you say 8800s, that's an older classification.
Yeah, because so what happened was the 8800s were a German import
Okay.
that was used partially. They were used on the Hokkaido line as the express passenger engines for a little while. And then the JGR at that time, mechanical department, took a look at it and designed the 8620 series moguls around that experience,
Hmm.
which originally did not have smoke deflectors, but then got smoke deflectors. So it's almost, the mogul is effectively their version of a 10-wheeler. It's weird in that technically, yes, the moguls have to go a little slower because of how the lead truck is. But for the lines that it was at that time when 10-wheelers would be popular, it wasn't as much of an issue. And then by the time that the lines to a better condition, they had already started building Pacifics.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey Tyler, is the museum on the Chandler branch, or is it on the?
It's on the Chandler branch.
It's on the Chandler branch. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, continuing to collect N scale.
Yes.
So you need to keep at least something HO so that you can run it on the Providence Northern. But
Oh God.
at any rate, what have you been up to, Bishop, in the last year since your appearance?
The update.
What?
The update.
What update?
Your update. The you update.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
The yearly gospel.
My ADHD meds have not been taken today. This is a mistake.
It's okay.
Okay, so my life's been all right. Moved again. I've recently started a new comic based off the Fantastic Four, but just messing around with some concepts, and also like partially just excited to do it. It's what if the Fantastic Four was a lesbian polycule, and I'm having a wild
Nice.
time writing it.
What
It's
chaos.
not out
That's
yet.
really funny.
It'll be out soon. It comes with all that lovely dynamics. I was down in Missouri. I took the Texas Eagle.
Nice.
It was
Hey.
actually all right. I wouldn't say it was an amazing train journey as someone who's been on European trains and had myself spoiled.
Wow.
Um, but like the Texas Eagle was nice. Rode it from Chicago to St. Louis. I basically spent Christmas down in Missouri. I was near that Union Pacific line, but the trains ran at such an inconsistent schedule. I was not able to rail fan any of them, sadly.
Damn.
Because like it would be like 2 or 3 days, no trains. 1 day, 3 trains roll through, 2 right after each other, and the next one 6 hours later.
Damn.
Yeah,
See-
it was not a good time for rail fanning. So I was not able to sadly not able to get a rail fanning of that. And recently I have been going to set up a Toronto transfer run because the TTC is currently going to be phasing out tokens and the old Metro passes and everything. And so I'm going to be doing a run I'm hoping to gather some friends to do a run to go just start transfer picking from each station, because the stations have little transfer machines for like if you take the bus, you need to grab one of these just in case you get a fare inspector on the subway,
Cool.
which I've never seen in my entire time living here in Toronto for like
Mhm.
4 years, but they exist on the subway. I've only ever seen them once.
Well, I understand where you're coming from there. Well, I want to say first of all, when I'm near a major freight rail line, what I do if I want a rail fan is I DM O'Gillies.
Say, when do the trains run through here?
Yeah,
Then I will have an answer.
I will have to do that with you if I go down
That's-
next year.
Yeah, sure, that's
this
fine.
is why we're going to
Politics
be
are making it questionable, though, sadly.
this is
True.
why we're going to be giving out his phone number, and also why you should go find him in Denver. But
Yes.
no, the other thing was I commuted to Boston last Thursday, which thank you for reminding me that I took a trip on transit. And
Ooh,
I got
I
my
have
ticket checked in both directions, which is relatively unusual lately. So Keolis is really starting to buckle down and like check fares again, which is good.
Yay.
But I didn't expect it. And tomorrow, I was curious if we were going to do this tonight or tomorrow night or what, because tomorrow I am dragging my mom up to Boston because it was her idea to go, and now she doesn't want to because it's going to be kind of miserable weather, so that we can ride the new South Coast Rail. The commuter trains go to Fall River and New Bedford now, and they're free until the end of the month. My mom wants to know how to get to the Museum of Fine Arts on the train, and I said, I can tell you or I can show you, and I really want an excuse to ride the train, so
Bummer.
yes. So we're going to get up and we're going to go and do that. I also threw an article down in the Cargos about MBTA's South Coast Rail. Very exciting. I'm glad that this finally came to fruition. It's one of those things that, like, they've been talking about this for my entire life, and finally something came of it. It still has operational problems because it has to get with, like, 4 other lines that lead down towards the Cape and squeeze onto a single track section to get up into Boston. So the frequency is not great, but it's something. It's a lot better than no trains. As I've said before, bad transit is the first step towards good transit. So, you know, there's a whole... Go ahead.
I do want to interject with a transit-related segue.
Go ahead.
If we're done. I wanted to show this video of the Front train. Of course, there's an ad, but this particular crossing is about 5 minutes, 10 minutes from the area I grew up in. So I drove across this crossing that's in this video often, and I thought it should be showcased since I'm on the podcast of some rail safety.
Oh, God.
So
Oh, this video.
Notice-
Oh, no.
Ah, yes.
So, notably, this person gets rear-ended onto. So the front runner comes, and of course they're not going to show the video because this is like a major news organization. Oh no, if you skip
Actually,
to
it's further
a
down.
minute,
I
a
answered
minute
it earlier.
15, about a minute 15. So the person gets rear-ended onto the train tracks by this truck. Go figure. And then kind of panics, doesn't know what to do, because most people don't realize that the gates are breakable. I mean, the person very easily could have just driven forward, but when you're panicked, you know.
Yeah. No, the person was
When you're
rear-ended
panicked,
and was in total panic mode and just ends up sitting there on the tracks.
But also probably
you know,
was trying to like
stupid.
also
They're kinda
probably was trying to get the insurance claim too.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, don't forget that the gates are breakable. They're designed to be breakable. And it's kind of a funny video. No injuries, no people were harmed, so I can say it's funny. Nobody
Yeah.
And
died.
hopefully that guy's insurance sorry.
And the guy who rear-ended him, his insurance probably is gonna. He probably doesn't have
I would
insurance
hope so.
anymore. We'll put it
Yeah.
that way.
Well, anyway, that's our this whole section wrapped up. Is there anything anyone else wants to cover before we move on to not locomotive versus? All right.
I think so.
Okay, so Bishop got voluntold to pick out a couple of locomotives for us to do a 5-minute assessment of instead of actual locomotive versus because
I picked two. We're gonna just do visuals,
All right.
and then we vote.
All right, go ahead and drop the pictures in the podcast chat.
So, the first one is a Franco Costi
Oh no!
741.
Off to a great
no. Oh
The
no!
other locomotive,
Ew. Nope.
the
Absolutely
other
not.
locomotive is L.D. Porta's Argentina.
Okay, well, you know what? I mean, Ford is a cool dude,
Argentina.
and yeah,
That was
Argentina's a
worse.
cool engine. I mean, it doesn't look good. I will say that it definitely is
It
not.
looks atrocious.
It's
Horrible.
like the worst kind of streamlining.
The pencil mastodon.
Oh, it is a
No,
it's a mastodon.
Yeah.
No, they're both consolidations. That's why I picked them both. I wanted
I'm
the same
pretty
wheelbase,
sure-
so we couldn't go. Well, what about the number of wheels? Same amount.
Tyler's gonna have to. Tyler's gonna have to prove
No,
this. I
it
also
is.
think
It's a
mastodon.
480. It's a 480. It was rebuilt from a 462.
Well, I mean, I don't think the wheel arrangement here, it's fine. It's fine. They're fine. I mean, a mastodon is a really goofy wheel arrangement. That sort of goes without saying.
Just make it a
Consolidation's
mountain.
very normal wheel arrangement. The placement of the stack on the Franco Crosti engine is hilarious. You know what it reminds me of? I'm gonna go find something. You guys talk about these two.
Franco Crossy is just better in all ways. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, it's a
No.
better locomotive. The other one, I think the Argentina steamed well, but also
The Argentina has
it-
the thermal efficiency record for steam locomotives, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it does, but also that
But, like,
streamlining.
8%?
That streamlining just.
That
does not
streamlining
make
is the
me
kind
like
of
it.
shit you see at a FurCon not safe for work dealers, Dan. I'm sorry.
What does
Jeez.
that mean? You know what? Don't. I know what you mean. Don't elaborate.
I know what you mean.
Actually, you know what this is? You know what
Don't
Argentina is?
Mhm.
It is the Minuteman missile that we were asking to have
Yeah.
right up there earlier.
Are you gonna bury this in your lawn?
Yes. Train cannon.
No, forget train cannon. Train missile.
Hold on. I'm trying to find something here. I think what I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I need a photo of the other side of it. Nope. I need a good photo of the other side of it.
Which one?
Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it just begs the question of how the heck does the Krusty boiler get draft from the exhaust?
That's the funny part. It doesn't? Question mark.
I think it does, but it funnels the steam back and then pulls it in.
The
It's also
fuck?
double. they worked really well, surprisingly, at least from my
I
understanding.
mean, for the Italians, yes. For everyone else, I don't think they worked as well as would be
Listen, the
hoped.
Italians are.
They aren't known for their
I was gonna
steam
say
locomotive
lovers, not
design.
fighters, but in this era, it's more like chefs, not engineers. I mean, the
I mean,
Italians
yeah,
were
fair,
engineers
right.
at one point.
I mean,
They were engineers. They just weren't very good at it.
In the Roman times, they were super good at it.
Yeah,
But this
that
is
was
something else.
2,000 years ago.
I got
Why-
this neat photo.
Why can't I find a good photo of what I want here?
I think I got models. I got a model, brass model. There we go.
only a
I mean-
brass model, really?
I would love to own a model of the Franco Crosti. I'm not gonna lie. It's so bizarre.
That's exactly why I put it in
The
here.
exhaust only on one
Burns.
side.
We should forget about this disgrace to humanity.
I mean,
I
and
hate
like
this
the
thing.
exhaust comes out on the engineer side.
Exactly.
It's
No,
like
it's
an
opposite in
aircraft
Europe.
carrier.
It's opposite in Europe, I think.
oh yeah. No,
Not.
that's that. Tyler, I've been trying to find a good photo of the USS Langley that shows the stacks sticking out the side.
Oh, God.
Uh,
No. You know what you need the photo of? Let me find it.
here's like a
My favorite thing
kind
is
of
the
mediocre
9F.
3D model.
The 9F one literally had a fucking extra smoke deflector midway down to deflect said smoke.
Yeah.
I'm also
Okay,
confused
that's
why the fuck
fantastic.
they had the goddamn why they still had the forward funnel. There's someone who's going to be in the comments being like, "Well, this is exactly why," and we're just going to go read that later when this episode comes out.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
it's-
oh yeah. Kagi also has that going on, huh? I knew there were some Japanese carriers that had a similar vibe. I know there were some. I think like USS Ranger had 3 stacks on either side,
Oh God.
or something. The Ranger was a very
People like-
strange.
You people are
Shit.
sick for liking weird
Aircraft
things.
carriers are so goddamn weird.
I can't disagree with that. It's like many things in life. Aircraft carriers got much better when we figured out how to power them with nukes.
Based.
Uh,
Oh, base department.
Anyway, all right. Oh man, I don't know who to vote for on this. Does anyone have anything else to say on these 2 locomotives, like the incredible engineering marvel and the Franco Crosti?
I'd rather take the finger crossing any day.
Okay.
All right, Franco
Crosby.
Crossi, one vote for Franco Crossi. Ogilis.
Franco Crossi.
All right,
I'm gonna vote for Argentina. I'm gonna vote for Argentina. I can't betray
one for
the.
Argentina, 2 for
you know.
Crossi.
I will vote for
Oh,
the
the-
engineering marvel.
Yeah. Well.
Also,
so
the
I'm the
pencil
split
in my
vote.
Yeah. No.
basement.
You started this thing. You have to finish it.
I started this thing. I finish it. You know what? I got to go for the double boiler. Franco Costi.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
All right. Well, that's a yikes. You know what? Maybe this will be the helper card on the Marks Madness batch. No, just kidding. I think I know what that's gonna be.
I said we're
Uh,
going off of visuals.
yeah.
I did not say we're going off engineering.
Well, we're going off everything we know about these locomotives, or should I
Yeah.
say everything we need to know? Okay. Congratulations to the Franco
Franco
Crosti
Costi
engine.
finally won something because it probably would have lost everything if it was actual proper locomotive versus.
Welcome back, Akagi.
Wait, yeah. Wait. Hold on.
Died 1943, born 1920 something.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Wait, I think there's some overlap here.
Don't question the machine spirit.
Anyway, yeah, no, time moves differently for them. Okay, let's get into our discussion topics, and I'm going to start us off here because it's a small thing and it's nightmare fuel. So
And
there,
New Jersey.
yeah, yeah. Well, we can go straight from New Jersey into New Jersey. As a matter of fact, everything is legal in New Jersey. We'll talk about the Mercy car after this.
Stop pumping gas. Don't forget.
What'd you say?
I said everything. You said everything is legal in New Jersey, and I said except for pumping your own gas.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's important.
Stupid.
It's dumb. I agree.
So, yeah, land of the free. Gas pumps should fall under the Second Amendment because they can explode.
Man.
Oh God.
No, New Jersey Transit
I need
trains
to
got
turn it
stuck
down.
in
Oh.
the under the Hudson tunnels for
Ugh.
like 2 hours, which I assume was absolutely terrifying. Um, Water was on the third rail and on the catenary, coming in through the ceiling in the Weehawken tunnel shaft. Um,
We
so
hop
yeah,
through your tunnel.
Like Octua? Sorry, I'll give
stop.
myself a strike for
All
that
right,
one.
yeah,
I'm giving myself a
give
strike
yourself
for
a
that
point for that.
one. I'm gonna give myself a point for that one.
Yeah, no, just like you're in a tunnel, you're underneath the Hudson River, and enough water is coming in that the power turns off.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
that is terrifying.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
pitch black.
yeah, yes.
Like at least you aren't like actively suffocating.
No, I mean, yeah, like you're
Like
not gonna
the Italian
suffocate,
one.
but the scenario that immediately comes to mind is that enough water comes in that the water starts, rising, uh, in the tunnel. Like, I will belabor the point here. These tunnels were originally built by the Pennsylvania Railroad in like 1904. Uh, they've been there for a
Bingo.
long time, and they have never been shut down. Because
Ah.
because shutting them down to do major maintenance, like an actual overhaul, like shut down for months, I mean,
It's
uh,
not an option.
it's not an option because this is the middle of the Northeast Corridor. If you drop this to one track, you are crippling the movement of tons of people. And at some point, something is going to happen. Like, something's got to give. People have been pushing to get the Gateway Project, which is the second tunnel, so an extra 2 tracks, open, and built and open for decades now. And there was, like, some movement on it within the last 10 years or so that we've been making this podcast, but, like, we are far from having those tunnels open, and, it's a big government project. If the powers that be don't like it, it's just going to get the lights turned off on it, just like the people in this tunnel. So, just something to be mindful of, this, for context, for like specifics, the 2 trains were stuck in the tunnel south tube at 7:05. The second train was removed from the tunnel. I think the second train was removed from the tunnel at 8:55. So people were down there for almost 2 hours in the dark.
Okay, big freaking babies.
Yeah.
Big fucking babies, bro.
Okay. So you're gonna walk through the Hoosic Tunnel with me?
Yes, I've literally said I want to walk through the
Yeah.
Husik Tunnel with you
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. When we get to the opening the tunnel, I'm sure that sentiment will not change.
Well, yeah, because we're gonna go in and there's gonna be a fucking train, and then we're gonna be fine because there's plenty of room on either side. But then we're gonna leave, and like the entirety, because this is northwestern Massachusetts, and nothing happens in northwestern Massachusetts other than like paranormal encounters. There's gonna be like a billion cops waiting for us at the exit.
Clown
It's gonna be like Alice's Restaurant, the biggest crime to ever happen in Stockbridge, Massachusetts.
Oh god.
Anyway, so yeah, the Gateway Tunnel is really important, and I would like everyone to sort of keep that in mind when things come around about transit funding.
You're pretty important, Alice.
Oh, thank you. You know what's also kind of important is like major historical artifacts that are well over 100 years old at this point.
Yeah.
That magically just disappear.
That magically disappeared and somehow showed up in. Where was it? It was in Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, it was found in a field in Tennessee in
It was-
'93.
It was found in someone's backyard nuclear missile silo. So Dean, would you like to enlighten the viewers on what the Mercy cars are?
Okay, so history lesson time. So, in 1949, as thank you for the Allied efforts to liberate Europe from a German occupation, France sent 49 box vans, just full of stuff, full of like thank yous essentially, which included the cars. Each state at the time got one, and Alaska and Hawaii had to share one.
Actually, it was Hawaii and the District of Columbia shared it. Alaska not nothing because they contributed nothing. And
Oh,
Wow,
the
got him.
what was it? There was boxcars that we sent over in I think 47 as well for the reconstruction.
France was like, "F you, Alaska. We don't recognize you. You're too far away."
Exactly.
you
Uh,
suck.
Why is Alaska
But-
next to Hawaii on the map, but not next to Hawaii in real life?
I wonder why.
Wouldn't that be funny? But so they sent these cars over, and and I know Tennessee's is in Bristol. I don't know what field the New Jersey car was. I don't even know why it was in Tennessee when it should have been in New Jersey. Like maybe it tried to escape. Who knows?
Apparently, they're
But-
blaming the New Yorkers.
Probably. Thorn, but now it's in a museum warehouse. It doesn't, but it doesn't say. Wait, hang on. So it doesn't say where in like what warehouse this was. I see.
Well, it said it
But
was,
now it's-
in the National World War One Museum in Kansas City.
Yeah. So that's where it's been donated to now.
No, that's where it was donated in
No.
1993.
It
Oh.
was moved to their warehouse in Kansas City.
Okay.
And then I guess just sort of
So-
stuffed in a back corner and forgotten about for the last
Yeah.
20 years.
And it looks like that it was converted into a trailer at some point because those are drum brakes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I knew there was
that was
something
like
weird
New
about
Jersey.
that.
did.
Imagine like having a historical like fucking trailer, like a historical break box van, and just going, yeah, I should make a trailer out of this.
Well,
Yeah, that's stupid.
it was New Jersey wanted to move it around by rail. Well, not by rail, by road to display it, and then they promptly decided to just not care about it,
I
and
just
then it just definitely disappeared.
I
Which
just the New Jer- so first of all, putting it on road wheels is obviously how it escaped.
Yep.
And
Yes.
two, putting a train car on road wheels is just more evidence that, quote, left to their own devices, traffic engineers will always build New Jersey.
Right. So so the van will be moved by truck to the URHS restoration facility in Boonton this spring. The organization plans to pursue efforts to add the car to the New Jersey Register of Historic Places, and with adequate support and funding to complete restoration by Memorial Day of 2027, which will then and it will then become a traveling exhibit, which I think
Ooh,
is pretty
nice.
neat.
Yeah,
That's taken from the Matrant article. So
That's
That'd be cool
that's
to
fantastic.
check out, actually.
I just like
Yeah.
the fact that another one of these things is found. You know, that if you go on
How
the
many-
Wikipedia article for the Mercy Train, which also I had forgotten. I thought it was a World War One thank you, but it was just World War One era cars.
Well, yeah, they had nothing left.
yeah, most of that was destroyed by Allied bombing.
Oh yeah.
Sabotage.
Whoop.
And yeah, it's like there were a couple. The Colorado one is lost. The Connecticut one is destroyed. The Illinois one is lost, but possibly destroyed because it was left at the site of the 1948-49 Chicago Railroad Fair. The Massachusetts one is destroyed. Apparently, it was scrapped in the 1960s. The Nebraska one is destroyed. The New Jersey one was listed as missing until
Until recently.
until like
Yeah.
the other
Well,
week,
you know,
I
what
guess.
else?
Week, wasn't it?
So Colorado, you need to start looking in other states.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be in Tennessee. Who knows?
Yeah, let's start checking missile silos.
That's the title of the
Missile
Mercy
silo,
car. Missile
Mercy
silo.
car.
Start checking missile silos. I'm just
Alright.
writing that down.
God.
All right, so yeah, there's the Mercy card. This is, I mean, it is just great. I'm glad that it's found. Honestly, part of me sort of wishes that it wasn't restored and they just sort of left it like this, just sort of tried to preserve it in amber in its absolutely
And
beat,
Trailered
as
state.
found
yeah,
state.
just beat to piss state. It's like this is the barn find. It would be kind of interesting if they had like an exhibit where you could maybe see it in its original condition and then look over and see it in its current condition. Uh,
Oh yeah, where they build a new one.
yeah, or even just like the side of one, like you could have just like one
Yeah.
wall, like what the outside would have looked like. Because
Yeah.
I don't know how many like other relics or anything survive from this.
Oh,
Uh,
they're probably scattered around.
From the
from the New Jersey car
what, from
specifically.
the- I
Uh,
know some of the gifts are in. I'm trying to think which archive in New Jersey.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, it'd be cool if they could be reunited.
yeah.
Utah's fun fact. Utah is one of like not as many states, a surprisingly small amount of states, I believe, that still like takes care of theirs, and
Yep.
they just sent it away to get repaired.
It seems like most of that's true. I do remember reading about that. It seems like most of the states take care of it, or at least have it like in a place that's not.
Known.
Yeah, not
Not
like
Pennsylvania.
lost in a field in a silo in wherever.
Pennsylvania's just out under like a awning.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Rhode Island's is. It's in our Museum of Work and Culture, and I haven't been there in a really long time. I remember going as a kid and being absolutely bored out of my mind. And I remember seeing it in there, but I didn't know the significance of it at the time. So I would kind of like to go back and see it now that I know what the Mercy train is and was.
Is.
And I'll
Yeah, so
knock that one
this-
off the list because I guess I've seen like 5 of them now. I don't know.
So this is and I'm
you seen Utah's?
but this is this is Tennessee's Mercy car, which has been put on.
Oh my
collectibles.
God! It's battle cars.
Yeah,
God.
battle car, the Mercy train. But this was taken on November 25th of '97. I turned 1 year old when that picture was taken.
Oh, congratulations!
I was
Congrats.
at Babu.
I wanted to say that while the Mercy car, while the New Jersey Mercy car was being shipped to its resting place in Kansas City, my Volvo was being shipped in from Sweden. I was going to say something else though. I just got distracted by the 1993 thing. The Utah one was out front of like the Rio Grande station, right?
Yeah, it's in front of the Ogden station, but like I say, they shipped it out of state. It's
Yeah.
not there anymore.
No, then I probably did see it when we were
It was
there.
there
for
when you were there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was there when you were there, I think. But like last year, I think they sent it out of state for a complete refurbishment and rebuild.
That's cool though. Is this
Yeah.
one yours, Tyler, or is this the one?
Yeah, this is the one that I've seen the most because it's like pretty effing
That's
close
another
to
one
my
that's
house.
really well taken care of is Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a few years ago that we moved it from the northeast side of the property into sort of the center section where it's surrounded by a couple of the relocated depots.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska
And-
was sold for scrap in 1952.
Bummer.
Rip.
Where's Rhode Island?
That's why Nebraska
Rhode
sucks.
Rhode Island's in the Museum of Work and Culture. Hold on, I'll pull up a photo of it.
Like a lot of museums take care of their Mercy trains, and then there's New Jersey who lost theirs, Tennessee who put it on freaking truck wheels. Kentucky did all right with theirs. Wisconsin did. Louisiana
I mean,
did. Oh, we should have gone to the Louisiana one.
Oh, that would have
Oh.
been good. That would have been nice. Also, roller
so neat.
freight.
Images
freight.
you can
Roller
hear.
Baton Rouge.
Hey, wait a minute. This isn't a Mercy car.
Where are the wheels? Ellis?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say ours does not have wheels.
It's
Don't-
just on the
Don't worry,
ground.
it's not important. It's not
God.
going anywhere. It's also one of apparently relatively few that is indoors, instead of
Yeah.
just being like under a little pergola or a pole barn.
I think one's at the B&O Museum in Maryland.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think I saw one that's at the North Carolina Transportation Museum. Yeah, that's in Spencer. Uh, one more. There's the one in Wisconsin that's at the National Railroad Museum.
Huh, Wyoming was just repainted in the last couple of years.
Nice. Also,
Yes.
you can go inside ours.
Oh, and there's one in Georgia,
Huh.
in Kennesaw, Georgia.
It's kind of it's a bummer to me that both of my neighboring states destroyed their cars. Connecticut and Mass, there are no cars around. No mercy cars.
Yeah.
At any rate, actually,
They said,
I want to know
gifts.
where Maine's is.
I posted the roller freight because I clicked on the Chicago Railway Fair to see what the fuck happened there. See like if there's
Booth Bay.
see if there was other things that disappeared at the railway fair, and then got flashbanged by roller freight.
Lovely.
Oh
The
yeah,
already
images you
yeah.
can hear if you know what I'm talking about.
So supposedly the main car is at Booth Bay,
So that means we probably saw it
and just didn't realize
on
it,
Apollo.
or just drove
Yeah.
past it.
Yeah.
Not realized it.
I don't remember noticing it, but there was a lot going on that day. And also, I didn't spend much time at Booth Bay because I was down at Booth Bay Harbor with Gloria and Christy going clothes shopping, which
I
was
want to
fun.
point out that the Wikipedia page for the Mercy train has already updated the New Jersey article
Yeah,
Good.
to have this, and that was like not that long ago that happened.
it not only
They're
is
on
it
that train.
not only is it updated, it is by far the longest description of a single car.
Never doubt the power of Wikipedia editors. The Wikimedia
Yeah.
Foundation support the world. So always
How did they-
support them.
How did they identify that it was the New Jersey one?
I don't know. I mean, I suppose there aren't process of elimination, right? You got to
What if
Yeah.
it was the Colorado one
some
or something?
unique codifier.
Well,
Mhm.
of the two that it could probably be, which would be New Jersey or Colorado. Colorado, we don't have any notes of it having been converted to a trailer. New Jersey noted it was like within 2 weeks of it being in the States that the state of New Jersey decided to say fuck it and turn it
Within 2
into
weeks.
car centric. Yeah.
Oh
Against
man!
traffic engineers.
New Jersey,
Fucking
everyone.
engineers.
New Hampshire still has theirs.
I was gonna say as well. Ohio has a 40 and 8 in the National Museum of the United States Air Force that is better preserved than their Mercy train car.
At least they have. Well, that means they have 2 40 and 8s.
Yes, they do. So
Uh,
if somebody wants to nab this one and just turn it into effing, I don't know, Illinois.
Yeah, honestly, that's
That's
not a they should. That would be neat. Take a 40 and 8 and turn it. Take this. I suppose. Wait, why do they have another 40 and 8?
Because it's the National Museum of the USAF,
Okay,
and
alright.
they wanted this for. I think
my God,
that is a
First.
POW exhibit. If I'm
Oh. Never
Like
mind.
that-
Yeah, leave that one alone.
Looks like a scene from Masters of the Air.
Yeah,
Like,
this was donated by
ironically.
SNCF in 2001.
I mean, it's in great shape.
You know,
Yeah. It's a 1943 build, whereas most of the Mercy cars were like 1890s, if I remember correctly.
I
I was gonna say
appreciate.
like 1887.
I appreciate as much as we dunk on them. I appreciate the French. The French have always had our backs. Anyway.
Well, we had theirs twice. They've had ours once.
Well, yeah, but they had ours in the much more important one in terms of butterfly effect.
Or fair, yeah, fair.
And also they had our back War on Terror and everything. France has been a good ally. At any rate, we talked about Ogden for a second. Do you want to talk about the Rocky Mountaineer?
Oh,
Angeles?
Speaking of things that aren't even soup,
Awesome.
that's true.
Yeah,
Neither
no,
of these
just
things are soup.
go. Carry on.
So Rocky Mountaineer, which has been a pretty established thing in Canada for a long time, since the 90s, or maybe even the 80s. About 4 years ago, they expanded into their first venture in the United States, which is the Rocky Mountaineer from Denver, Colorado, to Moab, Utah, and that still runs. It's like twice a week, each direction, uh, and it's pretty cool. It's for really rich people.
Yeah.
If anybody has a spare $2,500, I'd love it. I would gladly take this train. That's about as cheap as you can get. I have no idea how people afford this, but regardless, they must have found some pretty decent success on this Denver to Moab route because starting in 2026, they're expanding the route to continue all the way to Salt Lake City. So there will be one departure a week from each spot. So one departure from Denver and one departure from Salt Lake City a week. It will run. In fact, actually, and this is important to mention that right now because they just ran the test train to Salt Lake City. It left Salt Lake like this morning as
Huh.
just a crew qualification test train and wowing UP executives. Um, and so it will leave Salt Lake City on Fridays, go Salt Lake City to Moab in a day, Moab to Glenwood Springs, Colorado in a day. They say Glenwood Springs, but the train actually parks in Grand Junction, and then they bus you to Glenwood Springs. Um, and then Glenwood Springs to Green River to Denver in a day, and then it turns around and then does the next thing the other direction on the way back. Um, they operate some pretty neat power. Um, they have like an SD, like a former DMIR SD18 as
Oh,
backup power. And it's kind of cool.
I mean,
And an
I feel like we're
SD45.
getting. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I mean, I feel like we're getting such interesting power because of the lack of production of four-axle locomotives, though. Can we just
Yes.
like please have a builder?
I mean, if anything, this route probably does demand 6-axle power.
Oh yeah, no,
Uh,
100%. Like,
But
Here's the
I'm
test train they ran to Salt Lake City yesterday. I'm going to link a video.
okay. I'll
Um,
throw that in the cargoes for everybody. Um, but no, Bishop, I'm right there with you. That we absolutely need, like, you know, we need more locomotive building. You know, but this is neat. What's with them renaming? Do you know anything about that? Just they're gonna be.
I think it's just they're trying to create a separate American brand for their. I have a feeling and I have a thought that they really want to further expand their operations in this area. So
where do
they're
I find this?
renaming to kind of create it as a separate brand. In the Terminus podcast chat. The other thing that I think is hilarious is the year they started, they didn't have Rocky Mountaineer power with PTC equipped. That was PTC equipped to run on the UP.
Mhm.
So they basically just leased two UP SC70Ms and kind of did a shitty patch job where they just painted over the flag and the thing that said Union Pacific and just pasted a Rocky Mountaineer logo. And it's really, really cursed.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. It was so weird.
It was hilarious.
That I just sent a picture,
Oh, this is fantastic.
and it's effing cursed.
I
And
just
sometimes if they're power short, they'll just borrow a couple of UP locomotives and run them with UP power. They've done that a few times.
They should do it. They should borrow 844.
That would be kind of
Yes.
funny.
yes.
Then
Also,
it's worth the money.
as someone who knows where a lot of their old coaches come from, because they're either Raider rail car or well, Rocky Mountain Colorado rail car, or their old XV rail equipment, and it's just like I sit here watching all this stuff running. I'm like, okay, I'm glad this is running, but like, why does it have to
It's
be
like-
like
it's
super
like the
hard to
same
get on
thing-
this shit?
When something goes to the Grand Canyon or like the Royal Gorge, it's like I know that there's a shell in there, but like it's been doled out by corporate identity that it's like kind of lame.
Yeah, like this no longer has like the charm that the old Via Pullmans had. Well, they were Canadian Car and Foundry building their own building Pullman blueprints, but still.
It's
Also-
like
that with,
40
like-
PHs.
Okay, well yeah, the Grand Canyon's based because they use F40 PHs, but it's like that with the Royal Gorge or the Grand Canyon or like the more like touristy you get, the less like railroad heritage you care about.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say, like, to be fair to Royal Gorge and Grand Canyon, though, at least it doesn't cost $2,000 to ride. Uh, some crazy, like, stupid rich people are just going to be like, oh, I want to go to Salt Lake City. Let me take this train to get to Salt Lake City.
Said nobody ever, bro.
Uh, oh God, it's just like it's the worst. I mean, it's cool. I'm glad they're doing it. Like the concept here is fantastic. I just wish it wasn't $2,000, $2.5 grand a ticket.
Mhm.
Like at that price, I'm just gonna take via across Canada.
Yeah, or like do anything else at you know. I don't have that money to burn. That's also like you could take this, or you could spend like a single night in the Mount Washington Omni Hotel, which is absurd prices. Also, I
Also, you
don't-
might want to change your rail cam. It's currently software
yeah, no,
updated.
it's
been doing it
it's
for a little bit.
cooked. All right, whatever. I'll grab the other one, Tyler. You get what you
Yeah.
wanted.
I could pull up Revelstoke if we don't want Tyler to win.
No, it's okay. So Rocky Mountaineer. I mean,
It's like neat. It's like the kind of thing that's like, okay, like everything got good in Utah the second I moved to Arizona.
Canyon Spirit.
Yeah, it's kind of like a fuck ass rename. Like that's a stupid name.
Yeah, Rocky
Canyon
Mountaineer is a
Spirit?
genuinely good name.
Wait, what was the name? What's the new name?
Canyon Spirit, the Canyon Spirit train. I mean, it's
That-
gonna be cool. Like, oh, I'm
that's
going to visit
dumb.
my parents for the weekend, and I'm just gonna go see the Rocky Mountaineer come in. The Canyon Spirit come in.
So
But it's
dumb.
like-
Dumb
it's
name.
just like, oh
That
my
means
God, bro.
nothing.
It's
What
like,
canyon?
why?
Like the Rocky Mountaineer, clear identity of location. Canyon Spirit. What?
Where's the canyon? What canyon?
Which canyon?
Yeah, okay,
What
which
spirit?
canyon?
Or like
What am I feeling spirited about?
what's the spirit doing?
They should have called it like the Moab something or other, because Moab is just a great name. We can workshop that. So
The
I'm-
mother of all bombs.
I'm gonna
The
save
Moab Mountaineer.
I'm gonna save the HSR for last. So what's going on with the Oigawa? Actually, before we start with the Oigawa, well, actually, let's start with the Oigawa by me saying that dude in the first article is the president of the Oigawa Railway.
Yes.
Goddamn! If there is that man has such like white dude executive energy. Like I know that it's just like the Japanese equivalent of the old white dude who runs everything.
He's more of actually the equivalent of who's the former NS Amtrak CEO? Shit.
God, I don't
know.
I don't know. I don't know the CEOs enough.
Oh, Wick Mormon.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I always remember because he has Mormon in his name.
God.
I was gonna say if you told me this man was the Japanese Ross Roland, I would believe you.
No, he's not that crazy.
Ugh.
He is a character, yes, but he's also a very good character. He's turned around a few of these local lines after his time, and I think he was in the airline industry before. I could be wrong,
was.
but
Either him
But-
or some other railroad CEO.
yeah, he took one or two lines before the Oigawa around by connecting with the local communities more and doing more heritage events. Which actually I don't have an article for this, but this has been developing the last 2 days, and they've been teasing it on their Facebook. Look at this.
Oh, look at what? Ooh.
And Terminus. Yes.
Those
So on the left is
Oh.
the original paint scheme of these are the ex Seibu Railway E31 class units. Now, there were 4 of these. 3 of them went to the Oigawa in, I want to say, around 2014, and they've remained in Seibu color since. But recently, what the Oigawa has done to drum up interest is E34, which is on the right, has been repainted and relettered in the same style as the old J&R blue trains,
Okay.
specifically based around the paint scheme of the EF65s, which used to run through this region hauling sleeper trains and a bunch of other stuff. So that's should be entering service either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, hopefully. The president also, he had the C10, which is the only one of the C10 class that remains in existence, has been redone into its old industrial scheme that it was in at the end of its active service, because that's actually when the president was seeing it in person when he was, I think it was when he was a student up there in the north of the country. So again, a Wick-Mormon foamer. But less about the president and more about what he's been saying. And this was March 10th. This would have been technically the 9th here. He announced that the company was planning to reopen the remaining portion of the Oigawa main line by 2029. To explain, this has been a long-running saga. The Oigawa Railway in Shizuoka Prefecture is it's not the only place in Japan that runs steam, but it's one of the only places that runs it on a regular basis, and is the only one that is not specifically this is like a mainline, not a tourist train, but a cruise train or a joyful train, as they're called. So the Oigawa Railway, actually, most of their money that they make is from the steam operations. But in 2021, Typhoon number 19 came through the region and knocked out approximately 14 kilometers of the main line, severing it in half. So they lost a couple of locomotives and pieces of rolling stock up on the Senzu end, where the Apt Racked Railway starts. That's been operating separately. That's been fine. But the Oigawa main line itself has been severed, which is a problem for steam operations specifically because there are turntables on both ends of the line. Now they cannot turn around the engines, which means some events, this is the only place in Japan that has Day Out with Thomas, which is
nice.
kind of annoying, but at the same time, it does make them a hell of a lot of money.
Just take the face off, put it on the back end. The kids won't know.
So there is the issue of it's a little hard to run Day Out with Thomas now, but they are doing it. James, the locomotive that's dressed up as James, the locomotive that's dressed up as Hero, is stuck at Senzu now, which is north end of the line. They did kidnap Percy a couple of months back, which was a very funny video to see at the start of the new year. Just a C12 with a bag over the face getting offloaded.
So the railway's still
Not
cut in
Percy,
half
what
right now?
next?
Or are they working on reconnecting it?
So they've reconnected part of it. They got all the way up to Kawane Onsen Station. But the section after that, there is a couple of tunnels and a couple of sections where it gets really close to the Oi River. That there's been a couple of landslides that are concerning, and it will take a large amount of money, about 2 billion yen is what they're estimating to restore that section. Wow. Which, for those who don't have to deal with the exchange rate that often, $1 is about 150 yen. So
my usual lazy trick is just drop the first 3 zeros and then like cut it down by like a third, and then that's roughly how much it's going to cost.
So it's still a large amount of money, but it's not an insane amount. But for what is effectively a tourist line, it's a lot of money.
Um,
But
what is the line again? Where's it located again? I'm trying to find it on the map.
Shizuoka Prefecture. It is between Tokyo and Nagoya. So it's actually like about 3 hours by Shinkansen away from Tokyo. So it's pretty close, all things considered. The nice thing that was announced the other day was that the local municipalities, Shizuoka Prefecture, Shimada City, Kawane Town, have agreed to help fund the project because this is one of the largest economic drivers in the area. Mm-hmm. They will be bringing to the table 800 million yen, of which, let's see here, 500 million is a loan and over 200 million is just a donation from those entities. So hopefully that will allow for at least the next few stations to be opened in quick succession here, and then the continued march north.
Wow,
this is
really
also
long line.
It is a decently long line, which is the really nice thing about it is you've got everything kind of stays around the same period. So it's a living museum, but it's not like the Meiji Mirror Museum where it's, hey, we've got all these old buildings together and then a train line that goes like half a mile. This is the Oigawa Railway turned from, hey, we're just your local commuter thing to, hey, we're the local commuter thing and we're also running steam and we're not going to upgrade a lot of stuff.
Okay, so it's more of a heritage commuter
like the
rail.
vintage. Yes.
Okay.
It is still commuter rail all the way, but it's also...
Sadly, will not be able... I might have a trip this... I'm going to be going this spring. I'm excited. But, yeah, it's not a place it looks like we're going to be going near.
Damn.
Oh.
Sad.
But the other thing as well with the Oigawa and other news, besides the financial stuff, is C56-135 is getting closer to operational condition. They are estimating that will be ready by November, which will be great. That'll be the first tender locomotive to run on the line since 2019.
Cool.
So they'll have a Imperial locomotive that hauled Hirohito running, and they'll have a backup one that did not haul Hirohito, but was in line too.
Less likely to be shot by the USAF.
Yeah.
Hey, Ellis, before we start, can I be the host of Latest Train on Amtrak so you can play this week?
Sure, why not?
Because I looked a couple hours ago when I was trying to see if 3 was on time, so I know what the latest train is.
I appreciate the heads up. Sure, I will not look, and I will play. I just wanted to say one thing, and now Gloria has left the room, so it's sad because this is relevant. When you said it's between Tokyo and you put the emphasis on the first syllable, right? Nagoya.
Yeah.
Right? I've always pronounced it in my head or verbally the few times that I've pronounced it out loud. Nagoya. Emphasis on the second syllable. And I'm starting to realize why.
Goya.
Yeah, because Goya. I literally... I didn't think we would get to this conversation so quickly. I just texted Gloria and asked them to go downstairs and put the laundry in the dryer because I realized I left clothes in the washing machine.
No.
And I kind of wanted them to hear the Goya thing, but whatever. All right. Anyway, let's move on to our last topic here. Bishop,
what is the Great White North doing?
Yeah, we have this is probably the most, I don't want to say substantial, but substantial is right, just like the most significant update about Canadian high-speed rail thus
It's
far.
happening.
Yeah.
They're currently like finalizing the plans, and that should be within a 2-year time period. And hopefully the Conservatives don't win and fucking destroy it like they have for the past 30, 40 years of high-speed rail plans. Literally, it's just Liberal government puts it in place, Conservatives win election, remove it. It's just been that. So crossing my fingers, because this might actually happen. And so there's three major contenders. Basically, one's led by Alstom, one's led by Stadler, and one's led by Siemens. Which is basically every modern railway project at this point, because we only have 3 locomotive builders left on this fucking planet. Well, and Hitachi.
Yeah.
Itachi!
Yeah, Hitachi! They have built so many things. and I
so
enjoy
many
of them.
things.
But yeah, like, so there is it's currently being managed. The construction is being managed by Alto. Once the system is built, it will be merged back into Via Rail. They just built their new thing to actually. Like, I did some quick reading as we were setting up for this. But yeah, so they're currently doing environmental studies, and just general field studies. So I'm hoping it's gonna actually go somewhere. It's actually going somewhere because they actually made the parent sort of Crown Corp that's gonna manage all of this, which is really cool. And then one of the bidders that has fully formed itself together is second. They have named themselves Cadence and
What is this Avengers group of companies?
Yeah.
this Avengers group of companies.
Air Canada.
CDPQ Infrastructure, Sistra, Atkinson Realis, and now here's the names you're going to recognize: Keolis, Air Canada, and SNCF.
Okay.
Air Canada, everyone turned and went, what? With Air Canada.
Well, see,
But
everyone went, huh, about Air Canada. I see Keolis and go, oh no, you guys are in trouble.
I'm hoping Siemens wins, in all honesty. But I am hopeful Siemens wins. But Air Canada, my guess is just like from what I've been doing and digging, is they realize how much tourism it will bring to Canada. Because also people will like do their day in Montreal, do stuff in Montreal, take the train down to Toronto. Because you get bigger trips to Canada now that do more, and then fly out of Canada and fly out of Toronto. So like Air Canada's going to benefit from this, and I'm kind of glad they're not pulling the shit they've pulled in the past, where they do everything they can to sabotage it. But I also think it's just with the new environmental regulations coming in, because we're ditching the carbon tax and we're going a whole nother way about it. Corporations are going to be hit a lot more, especially with fuel prices, with their own like purchasing of their own fuel. But the carbon tax for the consumer is going away, which is real neat. I don't want to get into it because it's complicated. But yeah, so
it's such is life.
Such is life. So I'm hopeful this is actually happening. As I checked 8 years ago, first said we're starting the planning for this. It's actually happening. I just expected it to be further along sooner.
You describing
new...
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, the high frequency rail became the high speed rail. Basically, the high frequency rail was entirely under VIA, and VIA was like, "Okay, government, please give us money," and the government was like, "Okay, we might do it." But then the government actually got on board because we had no campaign promises. Like the Liberals had no campaign promises, and now they actually have something, and it seems decent. So yeah.
The existence of this prospective project, I do want to say that your description of the back and forth, of like no, we're gonna build it, no we're not, we're gonna build it, no we're not, because
the
of the
90s happened in the early 2000s.
Yeah, different governments coming into power and that push pull, exactly what's happened on the Gateway project for the last several decades as well. It's just the way of the world. But I will say that the prospective existence of this does solve a problem that I have with the television show Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, where in an episode, one of the crew members of the Enterprise and Kirk from an alternate reality go into the past and end up in Toronto, and then during the course of that episode, go and track down somebody in Vermont. And I just looked at a map and went, I don't know how they did that. And if there's Toronto to Montreal high-speed rail in this recent, in this foreseeable future, which is the past that they go into, then that episode works a lot better for me.
Yeah, they're Montreal 3 hours, rent a car, drive maybe 2.
Yeah. Anyway, I think they do describe it in the episode, like, in passing. They say, like, we took, like, 6 buses and a taxi, and we had to bribe a border guard, and whatever. But, I'd like to think that they got high-speed rail. I mean,
They took the high-speed rail and
Yeah.
then 6 buses. The 6 buses in the taxi was from Montreal to Vermont.
yeah.
God.
They got all their money because Kirk beats, like, everyone in Toronto at chess in the beginning of the
Yeah,
episode.
okay. So I do a lot of fur meets in Toronto. I have been jokingly called Toronto's border collie once or twice because I literally heard the entire groups. Like, I'm like, okay, here's the routes we're taking, and then I'll run up and down the group, tell people to turn here, and then I'll make sure everyone's coming with us because sometimes people trip, get injured. You got to be careful. It's large groups.
Every
especially in
group
walking
needs a
cities.
transit nerd. It's
Yeah.
why
So
it's why the Horseman trips work, because it's all transit nerds.
But yeah, so I've been along where they set up the chess game, and I'm just like, because there's actually like one chessboard there, and someone's like, I wonder if anyone plays chess here, and I said, don't do that. You'll get chess hustled by Captain Kirk, and they're like, what? I'm like, and they're like, they go, what? And like, you watch Strange New Worlds, and they're like, I just started. I'm like, you'll get it soon.
that's so fantastic. And I'll be damned. Like, this is obviously, we're not sponsored by them, but Strange New Worlds is
Well, we could be.
the best Star Trek show in a long time,
Oh my
and
fucking
it's
god!
some
it is
of
so
the
much.
best science fiction television that I've ever seen. It's fantastic.
It is capturing that like understanding of sci-fi that like disappeared with Enterprise. Like, as much as everyone hates on Enterprise, it still was Trek sci-fi, and then we just got a bunch of shows that were pretty much just like Abrams verse fucking Star Trek, and it's just like now we're actually getting back to form in a sense that is really nice.
I liked the Abrams verse movies. I did enjoy them, but like Star Trek is all about a bunch of people who are like hyper competent. And
Hyper competent autistic nerds go through space and make friends with everyone,
Yeah.
except for those people.
Yeah. Really, you could be describing the Borg. Anyway,
I also could be describing Fantastic Four. I've been reading a lot of comics. That is an interest I have been reinvigorating in myself, and has been very nice.
I was never
like-
a comic book person, but I definitely respect that.
I mean, it's. I'm mostly there for the Fantastic Four. Like they're the ones that catch my interest. Everyone else is like, oh yes, we have superpowers or we have technology and we punch bad guys. And it's like, and then this Fantastic Four is like basically Star Trek plus also occasionally punching a bad guy, which Star Trek does anyways. So like, it's just Star Trek comic form with a stretchy man, invisible woman, a rock boy, and oh boy, this man on fire.
All right. So that wraps up our news section, and that's the end of like the important parts of the podcast. Although I will say, as we jump into maintenance away here, I will of course plug the trading cards again. That's theironhorseman.com. You can check that out. That's where you can find our cards and where you can find future batches of cards. Join us on Discord, and like I said, as of right this second, and there could have been another order during the course of this podcast. I'm being optimistic. I have exactly 2 packs of Batch 3 left. So there's some stuff in there that once it's gone, you won't be seeing it again anytime soon. And more cards will be coming soon. The batch that comes out of Mark's Madness is probably going to be sold in the Heist store. And it's probably going to go for more expensive than the batches that we make, but we're going to start work on a batch as well once we get through the Mark's Madness stuff, or at least once we get far enough along that we can handle another set of cards. Because I don't want to ever have the store totally empty. There's distinctly few cards piled up on my kitchen table to be sold right now, and that's a problem. Do you want to, Bishop? Do you want to plug your comic? Do you have like something to point people at? I know you said it's not out yet, but
I am a blue sky. So I have completely got off of Twitter because it all became bots, and I don't want AI scraping my art, specifically Elon's. Fuck Elon Musk. So I have moved myself from Twitter, so I'm on Blue Sky at Bishop Arrow. No spaces, no capitals. I'm currently working on it. It is What If Fantastic Four was a lesbian polycule, where what if
That's so
a trans
based.
woman, two cis woman, and a trans boy go off and have some weird space shenanigans
nice.
in space.
Uh,
Also,
no, go ahead.
also pulling a lot of lore building in the world I'm currently building for it, based off of two of my favorite pieces of media, which is the She-Ra reboot and Nausicaa. So very much leaning into former empires have long collapsed, and there's just shit basically they left their shit everywhere, and partially kind of analyzing it about how colonialism harms us all. So yeah, go
Based.
read it. Girls will kiss, boys will kiss girls, girls will kiss boys, boys will kiss. It's wonderful.
That does sound wonderful. You can just throw a link to your thing in the Terminus podcast chat, and I will put it on the Cargos document.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else that anyone wants to plug before we move into latest train on Amtrak? All right, going once, going twice.
Wish.
All right. Oh yeah.
When we get this-
I don't get to look. Yeah, I was gonna say, Achilles, you're in charge. I'm gonna say Amtrak 6.
Amtrak 6. Okay.
Yeah, California Zephyr, whichever direction
Okay.
that is. Dean, Tyler, Bishop.
Let's call it northbound city of New Orleans.
Northbound Kono. Is that 58? Yeah.
1158. 59 is southbound, I think.
Yep, you're right. It is. That's right.
Westbound Chief.
Well, that would be 3.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Eastbound Chief.
So 658, 3 and 4. 658, 3 and 4. All right.
I had
So
my pick from the beginning. I was sitting here
Train
going, damn, I should pick the
6?
Eastbound Chief.
was 24 minutes early at Denver, Colorado.
Damn.
Well,
And
Aw.
on time at Reno, Nevada.
Wow.
So, bad dice for Ellis. Train 58
Fucking good on Amtrak.
was on time at Yazoo City, Mississippi.
Yazoo.
Train 3 is 1 hour and 21 minutes late at Albuquerque and 32 minutes late at La Plata, Missouri. And there's there's 2 trains 4s. There's 1 minute late at Fullerton, California, and 52 minutes late at Trinidad, Colorado. The latest train on Amtrak, though, is the northbound or southbound Crescent at 5 hours and 3 minutes late.
Ooh.
Christ!
Yeah, you know what? That's pretty
Hit a
good
car.
compared to how things have
Hit a
been in the
car.
last couple of weeks.
Jesus Christ.
There's been
That
a
train
lot
hit a
of
car.
trains canceled due to weather, trains delayed absurd amounts due to weather. There was like a double-digit hour late. I can't remember what it was. I think it was a Zephyr, like a few days ago.
Yeah, there was a 44-hour late Zephyr the other day.
Yeah.
Man,
Complete
B-Rail
insanity.
really is just a weird little extension of Amtrak. Somebody said that to me once, and I told them they were wrong. But no, looking at it now with like the current structure of both maps, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just
'cause you
kinda
got, like,
there.
the rear, but you got like the right proportional spacing between each, like sort of like the proportional spacing between, like, because it alternates to like how far apart it is. It's like
Yeah.
the correct proportional spacing to like the California Zephyr and the Southwest Chief, and just yeah.
You know what we
Yeah.
need? We need a direct train from Churchill, Manitoba to New Orleans. Just like
Oh.
cut the whole system right down the middle to send a train straight north-south.
Yeah, or like even like Via takes the cars and then they drop them off, and then Amtrak train from Winnipeg to Chicago takes it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
We really
I
need
don't- I don't. Oh, sorry.
I was saying we really need the Toronto to Chicago train back.
Yeah,
Yes.
we need the international because like I would take that to MFF every year. No joke. Like,
Anyway, all right. So
sorry,
no, that's fine.
I would use it every year,
That's good.
maybe even more.
All right, Julius, you had something else written here before.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have two, I guess. Number one, if you want to say hi to me at the Denver Train Show and you're in the Discord, just at me. I'll happily stop by and say hello. If you're in the area, I'll leave that open to people. And then number two, I just want the world to know that I like trains. I just want the world to know that I like trains too. So I think
What
it's
a
important
nerd.
to remember.
We all foam down here. Dean?
It's just every young adult dystopian novel.
I think I've seen this video. Is this an older
Yeah,
video?
I showed it to you.
Uh,
It's about 4 or 5 years old now. But it's fun.
okay, yeah,
I love it.
it's old by some stretches. It's old. It's internet old.
Yeah, they're not old.
Tyler?
He's made a meme.
Oh
You
my god.
stupid meme? Oh no. Okay, all right. That's a Discord image. That's a Discord image link. So I do not expect that to work in like
no.
a couple weeks.
Oh, okay, sorry. Continue.
But you know,
Oh,
You're
look.
forced to it.
hold on. You know what? I'll just show the camera the meme in question.
Oh yes, yes.
I
I
am-
know this one. It is almost Yuri, from my understanding.
Oh,
What?
God.
No?
Sorry,
So?
I have since last year. I also watched A Revolutionary Girl Utena, and I now understand the cosmic purpose of lesbians. Anyways,
That's a great. That is also a great podcast title that I'm not going to
The
use.
cos-
Uh,
The
the
cosmic
uh,
purpose of lesbians?
I don't think I could put that in a podcast title. On YouTube, YouTube might get kind of mad at me.
Money. We're broke.
Yeah, no, well, I'm gonna get like 25 cents from this. I need to figure out what the hell I'm putting in as my thing.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, I got nothing. This anything that I want to toss in here is like more important than
Put-
what?
Just put the photo of 36 on Jax that I just found.
Oh no, what? Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh,
opened up
this.
Facebook and I put this.
No, I'm not doing that.
Can't have shit in Colorado apparently. Question mark?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna say I'll just nail it down. I'll say buy trading cards as usual.
No,
Get
we're
them
right.
before they're gone.
Else-
I'll actually be launching my own line of trading cards. They're called Trading Card 2s. Because they're
Electric Boogaloo?
okay.
Oh wait, no, it'd be Diesel Boogaloo for you.
Okay. This is. Bishop, I don't know how to. All right, whatever. All right, you know what? I just
I can
pasted.
give you the image
I know
if you
it's
want.
fine. I pasted that whole thing into Cargos.
God.
So any like words you want to add to this? Things? Anything to say about it?
Data, everyone. The secretly most charming man on the Enterprise.
Honestly,
And,
that's pretty true.
Revolutionary Girl Utena, the cosmic purpose of lesbians. Also watch the film if you watch the show. Trust me, it does not end with the show.
It goes Data and then like Riker is a distant second.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for joining me, everyone, on this episode of the Terminus podcast. I'm probably gonna keep Locomotive Versus on hiatus for a little while because it makes this a lot less clunky to do. I hate to do that. And you can like sound off in the comments if you're really mad at me about it. I totally understand.
Maybe try what we did with the let's just comment on this thing with what we know by pure word of mouth and then
Yeah, I did
pick.
like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, the abridged Locomotive Versus. Yeah, I mean we could.
It felt like it fit better. Give it a try in other places or something and then see if it works.
Yeah, well maybe we'll just keep that up as a little buffer in between the in between local service and discussion topics. I don't know. It's just Locomotive Versus is a long segment without a lot of energy. So
Sounds just like me for real.
thank you. Okay, thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you for everyone for listening. Thank you, Stephen West, for the Loco Base and SteamLocomotive.com, even if we did not use it this time. And thank you.
Thanks for existing.
I usually thank Virtual Railfan, but we didn't use a Virtual Railfan camera this
Thanks
time.
Helpbox Railcams and the one
thank-
Japanese people.
Thank you, Japanese Ross Roland.
Thank you. And thank you for the wonderful annual Pester special. This is the 8th one. We've done this 8 times.
Really?
And we'll see you all next week. Remember, in case of an emergency, call Conrail or O'Gillies.
No,
Bye-bye.
Actually, no.
Pingo Jillies.
No, don't.